Now, it's been a year of bloodshed, loved ones gone forever, a country in ruins. What will it take for Sudan to end this war?
Well, if you talk politics with a person, they're replying politics. If you talk diplomacy, they're replying diplomacy. If you talk hate, they're replying with hate. And the situation in Sudan is full of that and rife with it. The discussions and dialogues that need to happen in Sudan must be the opposite of hate. And those kind of rhetoric that we've been seeing that's been further polarizing the society, its people, and the country. So for it to come to an end, there must be much more spaces to allow these conversations to happen. However, as said, the Sudanese people are the ones who are taking the most brunt of this war, not only through stray bullets, but also through a looming starvation and famine. Furthermore, it's not as easy to get people within the same room to talk with each other, especially when you have repression against civilians, against human rights activists, against those who want to set things straight in Sudan.
Idris, who are the financiers of Hemeti and Al-Burhan? Who is giving them the weapons? Who is supporting this war outside of Sudan?
Well, one is a state actor. The other one was a former state actor, now a militia, always has been a militia. With the state actor of Sudanese Armed Forces, we have Egypt, we have Saudi Arabia, we even have Iran into the mix. On the other hand, we also have Ukraine with Ukrainian special forces on the ground in Durman who are fighting against the Rapid Support Forces and their allies. And their allies include Wagner, they include the United Arab Emirates, and they include Ethiopia, Uganda, and other nations that see fit to give legitimacy to the ruler or to the head of the militia, Hemeti.
Now, you have been documenting atrocities committed against the Sudanese civilians since the war began. Give us a brief, on exactly what you found has been happening to civilians in Sudan.
Well, this started by first documenting the Sudanese people's hopes and admirations during the revolution in 2019. However, as you're doing this, you can't help but see the darker shades of humanity that we've been seeing in Sudan, from piles of bodies being seen from space to extrajudicial killings, ethnic killings as well. However, during a blackout, an internet blackout for almost more than coming up to 3 months now, information coming out has become much more difficult to obtain and to verify, especially with telecoms and internet not working as they used to. Though the atrocities we've seen, put it this way, everything that you can imagine under the sun, but much more worse. We are facing torture. The people are facing sham courts, arresting people for no reason. But we're also seeing mass rapes, human and sex trafficking of young girls and child soldiers being forced to fight. And that's just amongst a long list of many violations and atrocities we've seen this past year.
In 20 seconds, Idris, what do you want the international community to do?
To speak to its allies that are funding and supporting the external partners of this war, to put pressure onto them to stop abetting and aiding in this war, specifically Western allies, to speak to UAE to heavily reconsider its role and function within this war. Along with today, sanctions have come out from the UK and from Canada, but are these sanctions enough? We've seen for the past year that maybe it's not enough to end it.